Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. As always, choose pile 1, 2, or 3, whichever number you've been seeing or resonates with you. Just don't overthink it, go with your gut and watch that part of the video. The timestamps are in the description if you want to skip ahead. Don't forget that I'm going live over on TikTok every Sunday night at 7 p.m. I'm launching Patreon over on YouTube 1st of September. So if you join Patreon, apart from supporting me and the channel, you also get, I will be going live on a Saturday night on YouTube, and you will get a free question or 3 cards. And also I will be putting up an extra video per week that is only going to be for Patreons, people that subscribe to Patreon. And that's going to be a question spread. So you get to ask yourself a question, choose a pile 1, 2, or 3. The cards will come out differently. I interpret it differently to answer that question for you. But that is coming. Also, just so you know, whether you join Patreon or not, I will be going in September. I will be doing Saturday night live on YouTube and Sunday night on TikTok. So guys, hope that helps. Pick your pile and let's get into it. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, so if you chose pile number 1, this is your reading. Now, we're starting off kind of sucky because it is the conflict card. Now, look, the energy at the moment, there's conflict all around us. But this is kind of, I'm getting it straight off the bat that this conflict that's coming is needed. It's sometimes we need a kick up the ass, and that's what this is. This is, look, whether you're in the right or the wrong is not the point of this conflict. This conflict is to point out the bigger picture. So as a metaphor, I'll go with a work situation. You may be busting your butt at work, doing everything you can, and I'm not necessarily picking up management, but a coworker might turn around and get all snarky with you and say that you don't do as much work as they do, even though you do double the amount. There's that confrontation, there's that conflict, and brr, and it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It's not about the conflict itself. It's about the fact that you have to take a step back and go, okay, this is the work environment that I have to put up with. My coworkers attacking me. We're all attacking each other because we're so swamped and busy and management's on our tail. Is this really the work environment that you want to be in? Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. The confrontation is a kick up the butt because it might be time to, you know what? I don't get paid enough to put up with all of this bullshit. Sometimes we find ourselves trapped in a situation like that where we could go and get another job where we're treated like human beings, earn the same money, if not more, and have a healthy workload rather than having the workload of 6 people. So look, that's the sort of confrontation. It might be a confrontation in romance where something little turns into something big, and you turn around and go, you know what? I just realized how pathetic you are. I don't want to be around you. And this is what I'm saying. It's a confrontation to wake you up and help you move forward. So look, it could be relationships, friendships, whatever it is. There is this confrontation that's coming, and it is a wake-up call. Okay. Now, the first card out, the first card out is the baby card. This is a brand new start, a new beginning. So this confrontation is actually, if you follow your gut and follow what you know to be right, it is going to lead to a new beginning. So it is time to, look, this isn't like straight away you're going to quit your job and then be unemployed until you find another one. No, but it is going to be like, look, I'm going to start looking for another job. Get your resume together, get it out there. Even if you're happy with your job, I recommend sending your resume out on a regular basis just to see what else is out there to give you more options. I say this to everybody all the time. So look, a lot of people are intimidated about going for job interviews and getting their resume done. First off, there are people that you can pay to do the resume and all of that up for you. There are also free services to do that. Okay, so don't stress about that part. As for looking at job descriptions, they're all very intimidating. They're all very scary, but if you see things in there like answering phones and typing emails and stuff that you already do, just apply for the job. Okay, they're overly written. They are designed to kind of freak you out so that you take it a lot more serious. So I am throwing that out at you. Again, this could be time to rethink the relationship, maybe take a step back, have a bit of a break, reassess things. Again, this could be moving out of a home environment. Maybe you've got a roommate that it's just gotten sour. Maybe you don't want to live with your parents anymore. Maybe whatever it is, there is a new beginning here. Now, this beginning card is not a scary card. It's a refreshing card. It's like, okay, well, I've been putting up with all this crap for so long. I finally stood up for myself. I finally put myself first. I've got this new job and it's awesome. A brand new beginning. So it is like coming into the world again. It is kind of refinding yourself and reconnecting. A lot of times when we've been in a job for a long time and we start a new job, we start that new job going, well, I know not to get too close to people. I know not to trust co-workers too much with personal information because, 1 minute we're friends, 1 minute we're fighting, gossip goes around, and people learn to keep a lot to themselves. They learn how to see red flags in people, who they can trust, who they can't trust. And it's really good because it's very empowering. And you have that confidence, well, nobody knows all this stuff from my past. It's a fresh start. That's what I'm getting at. Okay. Now, the next card out is the life lesson card. Okay. So this is learning. This is when you hitting hurdles, learning from mistakes, learning that if you're working in a job and there's no potential of more money or being promoted, and it's just going down where staff are being made redundant and you're putting up with more workload, that's not a good sign. That is just, you need to jump ship because you're not going anywhere. You're hitting a hurdle. So when we realize this and go, you know what, I'm out because I want to be treated like a human, and there are plenty of jobs, especially in this day and age, where that happens, then we jump that hurdle. You've learnt a lesson, you move forward in life, okay? So all of this confrontation, a lot of times we don't like change. That's what the confrontation could be, simply change. But not everybody, most people don't like change, but it is a new beginning. And this is kind of like, if you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it, okay? So if you go into a new job, like I just said, don't make the same mistakes. Keep stuff to yourself and work out who you can trust and who you can't trust. And, same as a relationship, take it slower and, whatever the lessons may be from this situation, you need to learn because this is growth. This is movement forward, okay? So regardless of anything else, what you're going through now is movement forward. It's growth. It's change. It's you jumping those hurdles, okay? Now, some of these hurdles are easy to jump. Others are really hard. Okay, so like hypothetically, maybe you grew up with parents that didn't make you brush your teeth, and now as an adult, your teeth are messed up, and you're like, okay, well, I've got to learn to brush my teeth every day. That's an easy hurdle to jump, and that's something that you've learned, oral health, all of that stuff. Other things are trusting the wrong people or saying goodbye to somebody that you really love or respect because they don't love or respect you. That's a harder one to do, okay? And uprooting yourself from a job, especially when there's so much pressure on cost of living and all of that stuff at the moment, we just have this overall fear. So this is why I'm saying you need to make these changes. Don't let fear stop you. I'm not recommending that you quit your job first and then find something else. That never works out well. Find another job first. Start applying for jobs. Whether you might get a job interview and go, you know what, I don't like this job, doesn't mean you have to go for that interview. I would still recommend going for it to give you that practice so that you don't fret about it when it is a job that you're really interested in or really wanting. But that is simply your call. So yeah, look, there is that confrontation that's going to lead to a brand new life, okay? Now, your last card out is the health and healing card. This is your life in general getting better. This is everything healing and feeling better. Now, this health and healing card is also mental health, and that's what I got when I turned that over. I feel like, again, a brand new start. confidence, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, being excited by, oh, this is a good change. I can do blah 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 blah. Whatever it is that you want to do. It's moving forward without the mistakes of the past, without the history of the past. It's something new. So it's kind of like, wow, you walk into this new job and you're like, wow, nobody here knows that 2 years ago at the work Christmas party, I got really drunk and passed out in the gutter and everybody was talking about me, hypothetically speaking. It's that sort of a scenario, and this is going to be really good for your mental health. You're actually going to feel your life moving forward. It's going to be a really great thing for you. Okay. Now, one last thing with these cards, with the confrontation and the new birth, I feel like the confrontation is pretty much, it's coming. It's close. I'm not saying that this new life, this new birth, this new start is going to happen straight away. It's not like you're going to apply for a job and then 2 days later go for an interview and get that job. There is going to be a time frame involved. However, the fact that you're simply in that headspace of not that this is it, I'm going to look for another job, that is already the beginning of a new start for you. Okay, it's actually a new start already because you're in a new headspace of taking that step back and going, wow, how did I get sucked into this situation? This is ridiculous. I'm out. Even though you can't jump out straight away, you're already in that headspace and it's going to start building confidence. All I'm going to say to you is don't get frustrated with yourself of like, wow, how did I get sucked into this situation? I'm an idiot. I should have blah, 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 blah. Don't do that to yourself, okay? You're in that situation. You make the choices based on the information and the experiences that you're going through at the time. We all have 20/20 hindsight. You can't do that to yourself because you can't change the past regardless. All you can do is learn from it. All right. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me at thegreenspsychic.com or through the socials. Live on TikTok every Sunday night. And starting in September, I will be live on YouTube on a Saturday night. And I'll flick the link up onto Facebook so people coming from Facebook and Instagram can jump straight up on there. Until next week, guys, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, whoops, I'm just going to shuffle that a little bit more. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading. Okay, okay, well, there are your 3 cards. Fantastic. Okay, so why I kind of groaned there was like, the energy at the moment isn't the best, even though, well, look around the world, look at what's happening all around the world. But this winter card is a card of protection, okay? So this is kind of like keep to yourself, hibernate, avoid going out if you can. This is kind of the opposite of what I would normally say to a person because a lot of us are introverted these days, which means we don't want to associate with people. We don't want to go out. We just want to be in our own bubble. And as you can see, this, it's our little bubble there. So this is talking about hibernation and keeping to yourself. So look, let's make it very literal for a moment. This could be staying out of arguments, not getting involved where you think somebody's making a mistake. A lot of times we can see our friends making a mistake or our family, whatever, people we care about, and as much as you want to tell them and warn them, a lot of times they're in a headspace where they won't listen and they need to make the mistakes for themselves, okay? So, yeah, look, I could say as a gay man, if I saw a young 18, 19-year-old gay guy starting to fall in love with his straight best friend, I'd be like, don't do it because, but in that situation, you can't really tell them because, they're following their heart. It's a new experience. They've never been through it. It's kind of a rite of passage with gay people, I guess, just as it is with straight people, falling in love with somebody that isn't into you. It happens to us all, regardless of sexuality. But I was making it specific to myself there. I apologize. Anyway, so this is like keep to yourself. This is, look, I keep getting avoid going out if you can. Now, look, in Australia, it's a bit of a different scenario. I know that I've got clients all over the world. I do have an international client base, and I know people watch these from all over the world. So, like, this could be quite literal for people in London or the UK with all the riots and everything going on. Keep to yourself. Same as Spain. I've got clients in both Pakistan and India. There's a lot of literally stay indoors and keep safe. Okay, but for the mainstream people, like most of my clients are Australian, obviously. This is kind of like keep to yourself, restore your energy, restore your energy, because I don't want to say you're going to need it, but you are going to need it. And I don't mean you're going to need it because something big and bad is going to go wrong. Um, this is good. But like when I say restore your energy because you're going to need it, you're going to need it in general, like just for life. And the more energy you build for yourself, the more confident you can go into life and not let the little things weigh you down as heavily. Like, it sucks. We all have bills, we all have debt, we all have things we have to do, and it does suck. But if our energy is really low, those things really bother us and we fixate and we get more angry and more negative about it. If we restore our energy and build that energy up, we kind of accept, which is the thing that we need to do, is accept that yes, we are going to have bills, and yes, we are going to have debt, and yes, we are going to have to do things we don't want to do. That is life. But once we accept that, it's kind of, we're more positive about it. It's like, what can you do? That's life. And that is the way you get through. You let go of the negativity and the anger. You don't manifest all of that. And slowly but surely, you'll get through. And the energy you send out, you'll attract back. So if you're sending out a lot of negative energy, even about yourself, you're going to attract that back. Okay, people that are really hard on themselves, oh, I shouldn't have said that, I should have done this, I could have done that. When you're in that negative headspace, that's what you attract. And then people start looking at you, and it's almost like people start pointing fingers at you because they're picking up on the same energy. Like attracts like, okay? So look, it is something where the more positive you are, the more positive energy you've got around you, okay? It keeps building. Try and think of it that way. Now, this card is the transformation card. It's upside down, so it is saying that there's no big changes around you at the moment, which is good after this protection card, keeping to yourself. It's not so much you need to keep that energy because something big and bad is just around the corner. No, that's what this card is saying. There's no change, there's no transformation. Now, another thing that with these two cards together is I feel like not so much give up, but it's kind of like, look, no matter what you're going to, it's like there's a situation around you. No matter what you do, it's not going to change. You're not going to make it better. You're not going to make it worse either. But it's kind of like, we'll go with that analogy of being into somebody. The more you try and flirt with them and drop hints and maybe even ask them out, there's no transformation there. It's not going to happen. So it is like, keep to yourself, get that energy, clear that, accept that so that you can move on and find somebody else. Okay. Now there we go. The next card over is the connection card. So again, there is no real connecting to this situation. So look, this is obviously not going to be romance for everybody. It could be a friendship thing. It could be getting a project off the ground at the moment. Whatever it is that you're trying to fix or change, there's no change there. And I think this is going to be a situation where you can already see that there's no change there. Now, this isn't saying there's no surrender card here. I really want to turn that over, but there is no surrender card. This isn't saying give up and, whatever. If it's project-based, it could simply be that now's not the right time, okay? There's a lot going on in the world. Launching a new business, it could be like, wait a couple months, okay? Keep to yourself, hibernate, store everything up, build up your merchandise, and go at a later time. This connection card is actually saying there is going to be a connection, a reconnection with what you want to do. So, I've got to do this on two fronts. We'll go with the romance thing. So you've accepted that there's no change over here. So this is saying you are going to meet somebody. There's going to be a new connection because you're going to keep your energy together and kind of, well, this isn't working out, so I'm going to look at this option over here or this person over here. There's a reconnection. There is something there for you. Same as, putting off the business for now, or the project, whatever it is. There's a reconnection. This is networking, another opportunity. It's going to be, look, I feel like for a lot of people, it's going to be like the clouds part and the sunshine beams down. You get this massive sign that, okay, it's time to go. And you get that adrenaline rush and all that connection and that creativity and that confidence. When that happens, that's the connection. It is time to start that new project. It is time to start the new chapter. So that could also be that connection, and the clouds parting could be that you meet somebody new. But you're only going to meet that new person, warning, once you've accepted this situation and really processed it and said to yourself, well, I was interested in this person, they're not interested in me. That's okay because it sucks, but that's okay because everybody's wanting something different. I'm going to open myself up there and see what else is out there, okay? Because a lot of times we want what we can't have. We want something that's bad for us. Like you go out for dinner and you want the chocolate mud cake for dessert. Yeah, great. You have that chocolate mud cake and then you feel sick and you feel regret it and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. This is what I'm getting with whatever this transformation thing is over here. Okay. Yay! The last card. This is really good, guys. Again, I'm not getting surrender, so it's not like really give up. It again with this, if it's romantic, it may be that this person's going through something and you need to leave them alone for a while and see what happens. But look, it is kind of about waiting and trying something new at the moment. Now, this addiction card upside down is fantastic because you're going to be doing this, keeping to yourself, getting your energy back, processing whatever this thing that you're worried about change is about, whether it be about work, the new project, romance, friendship, whatever. Once you've processed all of this, you're going to feel this connection and feel a lot more confident, a lot more energetic, and it's going to be really great. Through all of this, your positive headspace and your positive energy is going to there's going to be change there where you get rid of some sort of an addiction. And again, addiction isn't drugs, alcohol, gambling. It's not just that, but it's kind of like being really hard on ourselves or being stressed. Again, romantically, we're into this person, they're not into me. Well, it must mean I'm ugly or I'm boring or I'm this or I'm that, which is what everybody does to themselves. Don't do that because it's got nothing to do with that. That's our insecurities. That's what we put ourselves down. It's kind of like we punish ourselves because somebody doesn't like us. No, they're just not into us. That's fine. There's no reason. Sometimes it's just the chemistry, the spark is just not there. And there's acceptance, there's processing that, there's understanding that, and that's where it's going to be, well, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to meet somebody new because I'm not boring. I'm not ugly, I'm not this, I'm not that, blah, blah, blah. You're going to overturn that thinking because you're going to be in a positive headspace, okay? And that's really, really powerful for you. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you do want a full reading, you can contact me through my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials, live every night every Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. I will be going live in September on YouTube on a Saturday night at 7 p.m., so stay tuned for that. And again, Patreon is coming, so you can watch the intro of this video for more information. Until next week, guys, blessed be. Hi guys, Aaron Leaf Green, the Green Psychic. Thank you for joining me again on a Sunday night for your free triple deck reading. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, if you chose pile number 3, this is your reading. Now, why I was like that is because the energy that are coming up in the cards for every pile this week is kind of heavy. So I do want to let you know, obviously there's a lot going on in the world at the moment. The energy is really heavy. Now, your overall card is the younger man card. It's upside down. So first off, I want to say that this is a sign of protection. So you are protected no matter what, okay? But the younger man is normally just go with the flow. It's all going to be fine, blah, 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 blah. When he's upside down, it's like, okay, you need to prepare. Now, this isn't saying that there's something big and bad that's going to happen, you know, tomorrow or next week that you need to prepare for. That's not what this is saying. I mean, hypothetically, yeah, something could happen. But this is kind of like, look, you need to come up with a plan. You need to get things moving. You need to really pull your finger out, okay? So what I normally, way I normally explain this is with finances. This could be like, oh, where are my finances go? Okay, well, it's time to sit down and write a budget. Work out where your money is dribbling off to. All the little subscriptions that you've got here, there, and everywhere, and all those little charges. Put them all together. I say to everybody all the time, if you've subscribed to Netflix and Prime and Stan and all of these things, you don't need to be subscribed to them every month. You know, rotate them. Do Netflix one month, then Prime the following month, or just keep one. You know, because all those subscriptions, they build up to a lot of money, and if you're not using each and every one constantly, then you're not getting your money's worth. You're just wasting your money. So this is what this is saying. It's not just about money. It's working out what you could be doing better and how to change your life, okay? This could be like, okay, I want to start dieting. So I need to come up with a diet. I need to cut out this. I need to work out what exercise I need to do and how often. It's coming up with a physical plan of attack. Okay. Now, again, this doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a massive expense coming up where you need to save all of this money and budget. It doesn't mean that, if you don't lose weight, you're going to have a heart attack and die. Like, that's not what this is about. This is about making your life better. Simply, it's about making your life better. Okay. So the first card out is the surprise and celebration. Okay, so look, oh God, I'm split on this card straight away. There is surprise and celebration. There is something to celebrate coming up. Yep, great. But I'm also getting the scary clown. So after everything that I've just said about there's not necessarily something bad coming, this is kind of like, this isn't pointing out that there is specifically something bad coming for you, a bad surprise. This is kind of like, think of it this way. Save as much money as you can so that if there is a bad surprise down the track, you're prepared for it. Okay, that's what this card is saying. But there is celebration here. It's kind of like, look, if maybe Christmas is coming up. It's only like 4 or 5 months away. So maybe it's time to start saving money for Christmas presents. So you're going to go through and cut out all the subscriptions, and that money that you've been using for subscriptions, you can put into an account for saving for Christmas. You're not out a cent in that sense. You're just changing things here and there. This could be, okay, well, I've got a wedding coming up and I want to look terrific, so I'm going to work on a diet and exercise so I'm in the best shape I can be for this wedding. Okay, this is what it's saying. There is something to work towards here, which is going to help motivate you. Okay, now so the older woman card here, this is a card of reflection. This is a card of looking over your shoulder, making sure you're doing everything right. This is kind of, again, like when we sit there and go, oh, I've got no money and I've got all these bills. Is there a better way of doing things? Again, like go through and get rid of subscriptions. Whether you put that money in an account for Christmas or you just use it for your day-to-day spending, you're going to have that money there. Do you really need all of these subscriptions? Energy bills, are there rebates that you can claim? Do you want to compare your electricity to somebody else? Same as internet and phone. Compare. There are ways of bettering your life, okay? And there's ways of doing things better. Same as, when it comes to food, we're still buying the same types of food, even though it's so expensive. Is there a cheaper alternative for you that you would actually really enjoy? It's kind of like looking at your life and seeing if there are little things here and there that you can change to make yourself happier. Okay, that's what this card is really about. Look, in the grand scale of things, it also is saying, having a look over, am I happy in my job? Is this what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? Am I happy with where I live? Or am I happy with my life? Do I want to travel? It's kind of that reflection card, but it's also remembering, she's come over on this ship, and she's gone, she's now all dressed up and all fancy. It's also remembering where you've come from and everything you've gone through. So it's not about putting yourself down. It's about patting yourself on the back and going, okay, well, what is next? I've accomplished all of this, whether that means that you've bought a house and you've gone through all this stuff with the work, or you've managed to get out of a bad relationship and get out of, a bad situation, away from toxic friends, or whatever it is. You have come a long way. You have accomplished a lot. So it is like, now that you've accomplished that, what's next? How else can you make your life better? Because we all want to be saved, and we all want somebody to come along and hand us everything on a silver platter. And yeah, great, that'd be fantastic. And we can wish and hope for that. But in the meantime, we have to live in reality. So what can we do to better ourselves or make ourselves happier? Okay, so a lot of people like myself tend to care more about other people than ourselves. And I say to people, and I follow my own advice, that we need to turn that back on ourselves sometimes and treat ourselves like we would treat somebody else. So in other words, if I had friends come over, I would cook them a nice meal, which is really hilarious because I don't cook. And that's my point. I would cook for other people and make a really nice meal, but for myself, well, I've got an eating disorder, so all I eat is 3 chicken wings in the air fryer overnight, and I'm lucky to do that if I remember. Which is why I'm overweight. My body stores everything. But anyway, that's what I mean. See, we all have problems. But what I've got to start doing, and what I have started doing, is like, okay, well, if my friends came over, I'd cook a nice meal. They're not here. Why aren't I doing that for myself? So I have started to branch out into recipes and, well, I could throw vegetables in the pot and have chicken wings and vegetables, So I have started doing that, and that's what I'm kind of saying. There is this card of reflection for you guys to start looking at changes that will bring yourself happiness. Now, this is a very, very, very positive card. This is the springtime card. This is you doing all the hard work, starting up here with your budget and saving. This is you planting all the seeds at the moment. Okay, well, I've done my budget now. I just need to stick to it. You stick to it, and everything's going to grow and flourish. Okay, so you are going to get a really positive outcome from this for yourself. It's going to create almost like a new you. So, even if it is just a budget, you have that extra dollars, you're going to start getting more, well, if I can save money with the expenses that I've just got, maybe when I go shopping, instead of buying what I normally buy, I might see if there's a cheaper option, or I might go from Woolworths to IGA or Audi or something like that, or you find different avenues to save yourself money. It's going to be like a contagious. It's going to be like a game, and you're going to really enjoy it. And sooner or later, you're going to be really confident. Well, I know a good bargain when I see it. And it's that sort of a situation, okay? Same as the weight loss. You're going to obviously get that energy and that adrenaline. You might actually meet somebody at the gym that, one thing leads to another. But bettering yourself and sticking to it is going to lead to a really nice positive outcome for you guys. You reaching that goal of losing weight, you being able to afford all Christmas without stressing about it and having money left over. There is a really positive outcome for you doing this hard work. Okay, guys, I really hope that helped. If you want a full reading, as always, you can contact me through my website, thegreenspsychic.com, or through the socials. I will be live every Sunday night on TikTok at 7 p.m. Starting in September, I will be live on YouTube on a Saturday night. So check out the intro for more information about that, because Patreon is coming. Guys, until next week, I really hope this helped, and blessed be.